What's up, everyone? My name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Delta Gligars. Today I'm bringing you my Week 3 match of the IBL versus LieutenantGold AKA Dorian and his Victory Road Victinis. You can see his team on the right side of the screen. This will be our second time battling against Dorian. We played him in Week 4 of the PCL D-League, and he came away with a 1-0 victory. So I'm counting on this being a good game because Dorian is a good battler, and I'm not totally confident. I can't say I'm as confident as I was last week with this team, just because I'm taking a little bit of a gamble. And you'll see what I mean right with this Araquanid set. Araquanid making its debut, so I think now we've brought all 11 mons on our team 3 weeks in, so that's pretty good. So I'm very heavily relying on sticky webs in this game. That's kind of what happens when you draft a team as slow as I drafted. You're often going to be in that position where you need sticky webs up to outspeed things, but yeah, that's what we're going with. So, and the scary thing is that he actually brought heavy duty boots on Weavile in his week 1 game. So if he does it again, then he won't have his speed lowered by a sticky web and he'll just outspeed everything and do a lot of damage to me, and that's not going to be fun. But so we have sticky webs, liquidation. Araquanid's so bulky on the SpDef side that I really don't feel like it needs a ton of investment to take the hits that it needs to. And it also doesn't really need a ton of attack investment either to deal the damage that it needs to. So I kind of figured that I'd just throw the majority of my EVs into physical defense, mainly because I think one of the better ways he has of damaging Araquanid is with Braviary, and Braviary is, of course, it's a flying type, so it doesn't get its speed dropped by sticky webs. Thank goodness it doesn't, because it has Defiant. If it got its speed dropped, it would get a +2 boost in attack. So I just threw a Koba Berry on here just in case he gets that thing in against my Araquanid, and just in case I can possibly live a hit from it and get a liquidation off. If I live a hit, he takes recoil from Brave Bird. If he also came in on rocks and is not boots himself, then after the rocks damage and the Brave Bird recoil, he might go down. I don't think he will go down, but he might have a chance of going down. If it's like choice and locks itself into close combat, expecting me to go out into Duraludon, for example, then after it gets the defense drop, it will certainly die to a liquidation. Well, not certainly. That's assuming it's taken rock damage and stuff, but liquidation will be doing... will have a good chance to pick up the KO if he tries to play aggressive, calling my switch or whatever. Toxic for Sylveon, I guess, and just anything that can get Toxic. Toxic is a good move. And then we put Icy Wind on here because, fortunately, Kommo-o can kind of do whatever the heck it wants in front of Araquanid. I can't even break a substitute with Liquidation against a non-invested Kommo-o in HP or Phys Def. So yeah, if he brings sub Kommo, I may have a tiny bit of an issue dealing with that, but we'll see. If he's just trying to set up, then we can Toxic it, we can Icy Wind it to make sure that its speed stat isn't getting too out of hand. Like, it can boost its speed in a number of different ways. It can use Clangorous Soul, it can use Dragon Dance. I don't really know why you would use Dragon Dance now when Clangorous Soul exists, because it's like Dragon Dance except you get a boost in your defenses too. You know, you're at the cost of 33% HP, of course, but still, I think you run Clangorous Soul over Dragon Dance any day. Anyways, next mod on the team we have Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl, very good matchup all around. Deals with a lot of his offense, and the main reason why this is here is to prevent Milotic from being annoying and doing Milotic things against us. We can taunt him so that he can't recover. We can Spirit Break to lower his special attack. I highly doubt it runs competitive over Marvel Scale in this matchup. so I don't think us dropping his special attack is going to come back to bite us. We are very SPDF so that we are not 3-hit KO'd by Scald from the Melodic. So yeah, we can taunt it, keep it low, make sure that it doesn't get an opportunity to recover. Resto Chesto to keep ourselves healthy. And then we run Throat Chop as our last move, because if I am staring down a Sylveon, I'm going to use every excuse in the book to find to put Throat Chop on something so that I can prevent it from hyper voicing. If he can hyper voice me and I get him taunted as well, then Sylveon can't do anything except struggle, basically. If it's assuming hyper voice is the only attacking move, and it can't Wish Protect, it can't Toxic, it can't do anything, so it's got to switch out. So if we can force switches, then that's good. Next up, Reuniclus is a pretty standard Reuniclus set, except for the fact that because his Dark type is Weavile, I'd rather run Drain Punch instead of Focus Blast, because Drain Punch is 4 times super effective. And it, as long as it's taken, once again, if he runs Boots and he doesn't take Rocks damage, then he's actually not in range to die from a Drain Punch. I was shocked looking at this calc. I could have sworn that this would be a guaranteed kill as any. A 4 times super effective fighting move going up against a Weavile that's very frail. But it actually doesn't kill. It doesn't do 90. It doesn't even do 90%. Yeah, and that's without any HP investment. I think he's gonna run. If I were him, I would run Adamant. Adamant Weavile outspeeds my entire team. That sucks. But so yeah, I don't think he'll have a ton of bulk investment to make sure, and he can just run Adamant. So. I mean, if he runs Jolly, then he can run more bulk, but just run Adamant. That's what I would do. So hopefully that thing takes Rocks, and we'll put it in range to die to a Drain Punch after he tries to knock us off and we eat a Colbur Berry. You know, I could have ran like Hammer Arm on this instead to try to guarantee a kill, but nah, I want the HP recovery from Drain Punch, so let's just hope he's not Boots. Terrakion is a sashed lead, basically, and if we decide to preserve it after leading with it, then we can switch it into Gmax Colossal, because the way that the Gmax move works, I've noticed in max raids, when I use Dreadnought against the Gmax Colossal in the max raids, my Dreadnought doesn't take any damage from Gmax Volcalith. And that's because it's a rock type. Rock types are not affected by the secondary effect of Gmax Volcalith. So Terrakion, that means Terrakion is a decent switch-in, because it won't be taking annoying residual damage all the time. That should be the same for Reuniclus too, because Magic Guard, but we don't want to overload Reuniclus's responsibilities, you know? We have Terrakion in the back just in case. So we can set up Stealth Rocks, we can stall out the Gmax turns with Substitute. That Substitute is also lowering our own HP, so Reversal is doing more damage. If we get brought down to our Sash, then Reversal is hitting extremely hard. It actually hits Sylveon just as hard as Stone Edge would if we get brought down to 1 HP. So if that's the case, then we're clicking Reversal over Stone Edge, because Reversal is guaranteed to hit. And the last 2 mons here are basically our offensive core that we're hoping to be able to just run through his team once webs are up, and hopefully he hopefully he's just not able to deal with them super well. Arcanine has coverage for his entire team. We have Dig for Gmax Colossal. Yeah, so sadly Arcanine doesn't really have the best ways of hitting Colossal. Like, we could run Close Combat out on it, but let's run Dig, because Dig is more fun. Who would see that coming? It also, if he has 1 turn of Gmax left on his Colossal, then we can also stall out the last turn of that, and then when Dig hits on the 2nd turn and it shrinks back down to normal form, it should be doing lots of damage to him. Play Rough for Como-O, Flare Blitz for everything, Wild Charge for Braviary. I think Wild Charge is important to have for Braviary because we don't have fantastic ways of dealing with it, and it also hits as Milotic too. And then Duraludon, both of these mons, by the way, have the same speed stat as you can see because we are basically trying to creep Adamant max speed Weavile at -1 after it comes in on sticky webs. And yeah, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolts. Dragon Pulse, we actually have Dragon Pulse and Draco because I foresee a situation where I want to click Dragon Pulse against a Kommo-o, but I don't necessarily want to drop my special attack. If we're in Gmax form, then it's irrelevant. We're clicking Gmax Wormwind based off of Draco every single time. But Thunderbolt hits the Melodic Flash Cannon, you know, secondary stab. We could have run, like, Dark Pulse for Gourgeist, but that is, like, extremely situational, so I'd rather just go dual Dragon Stab. Then we have a Tropical Berry, so we can take Close Combat from Braviary. We can take Low Kick from Weavile, although since we are light metal, I don't think that would be doing too much to us either way. And we can take a Fighting Hit from Kommo-o as well. So that's going to be the team, and we will see you right back for the battle. Okay, we're back, ready to search for the battle. Hopefully you can't hear some kids outside playing, because I'm in like a kind of like a basement area right now where I play my games, and you can hear them right outside on their trampoline. It's getting dark outside, so hopefully they go inside soon. But, you know, that's only if you can hear them. I have no idea if you can actually hear them. But what you can hear is today I have got, oh, I did not verify 151 or 152. I'll take 152. So I have to give a shout out to Mr. D-Ray, aka the Grandmaster, for educating me on how to get the in-game sound effects playing, but not the in-game music, so I can still put my battle music in, but hear the Pokemon cries and attack animations and stuff. So thanks to him for helping me out with that. So that should enhance the quality of our video a fair bit. Alright, we're about to see what Dorian is bringing to this game. He has... Gourgeist is interesting. Wait a second, he didn't bring Colossal. He didn't bring his Gmax mod. Why would he not? Why would he? That's surprising. Okay, everything else I more or less expected. Well, Melodic's not here. Wow. Okay. In that case, I think Reuniclus just outright wins. Because I was expecting Melodic to come with, like, Haze, so that Reuniclus just couldn't set up freely. But now I think Reuniclus' matchup is looking extremely good. I do want my Rocks, cause Terracion's basically not worth keeping around whatsoever. Because I don't need it to, like, stall out the Colossal's Gmax turns or anything, so we're probably just going to let it go early on. It's going to be our lead. I'm really surprised that he wouldn't bring a Melodic against my team. I'm trying to think. Well, Gastrodon came against me last week. The week before, Vaporeon didn't come against me. That's definitely something to think about. Vaporeon and Melodic, both mons that I thought were coming, did not. Neither of them came. Very interesting. Okay, good luck and have fun to Dorian. We'll see what he wants to lead with. I'm gonna guess he's leading Steelix. Nope, totally wrong. Not the matchup I wanted to see at all. Defoggers, he has none. No hazard removal. He frisked my Focus Sash. I wonder if I can get away with going for a sub here. I may as well, right? Like, I can't really touch this Gorgeist one way or the other. So I can scout what he wants to do. And if he's trying to Will-O-Wisp me, yeah, or Leech Seed me, okay, so I get a free turn out of that, which is good. And I bet he won't try to do that again. Like, he frisked Focus Sash, so you probably wouldn't expect Substitute on a Focus Sash set. So now he's gonna show me Seed Bomb, probably, or Power Whip. Okay. How does Grimmsnarl help me here? And is this worth keeping? I do think it is worth keeping. You can have like Phantom Force or Shadow Claw. I'm not even sure if this can get Shadow Claw. I do expect him to go for Leech Seed again. Power Whip's gonna do a lot to me, to Grimmsnarl. I think I'd rather give Grimmsnarl a free switch. So let's just click sub again, honestly, because if he misses a Power Whip, then we'll get a sub up for free. You do have to be yeah, I clicked Leech Seed again. Okay, so we'll just go for Stone Edge now. We'll be able to scout out a set a little bit. So he's Leech Seed, Power Whip. This is gonna do not a lot at all. But if his only way to break our Substitute is Power Whip and he misses one, then he may be in a little bit of trouble. Now the question is, does he go for Synthesis or does he go for Power Whip? I'll just go for a Stone Edge here. He is not Leftovers. He did just go for... Okay, so we weakened this thing quite a bit. So Terrakion did good. Terrakion did good. Question is he gonna be like Colbur Berry? Also, he doesn't really have a switch in for Arcanine. I cannot touch his Steelix with Duraludon. Just something I didn't really think about. I think Grimmsnarl will force in his Steelix, or it forces in, or he brings in Sylveon. Well, this thing could just be Colbur with Will-O-Wisp, but we'll find out. If he brings Sylveon in, then he can't Hyper Voice me, and then I can kind of just do whatever the heck I want. I can taunt it, and then just repeat the process. Taunt, Throat Chop, Spirit Break, lower its special attack. Just gonna save the Gorgeist. Chrome Dome is Steelix. Okay, yep. So we bait in the Steelix. That's not going to do anything. He's not Leftovers on this either. Now we're going to bring in our Arachnid to get Sticky Webs up. And he also now knows that we have Throat Chop as our Dark Stab move. So Sylveon, he's got to be careful about that for Sylveon, as well as Toxtricity. Toxtricity cannot use Boom Burst or Overdrive while it's afflicted with Throat Chop, although you can still use Sludge Wave, which would be super effective on Grimmsnarl. So I'm expecting... Why didn't I click Taunt? I should just click Taunt. Although, honestly, Stealth Rocks don't really bother me. We'll click Sticky Webs here. He may just switch out into Komo'o. If he's going Komo'o, then I kind of wish I clicked Toxic to catch him on the switch, because I'm worried about him having sub. Because if he has sub, then I can't do anything to him. Yeah, he went into Komo'o. So he took rocks damage from us, which means he's not boots. So he'll get his speed lowered. Let's go right back into Grimmsnarl. See what he wants to do to us. We should be able to take a steal move from him, because we are very, very SPDF invested. And Komo'o is not the most. It's not the strongest Pokemon naturally. It wants its boosts. So I feel like we should have the investment to where I feel like we should have the investment that even if he goes for Clangorous Soul right now. No, he went Clanging Scale, so we made a good switch there. Okay, so Spirit Break is 100% the play. He could just go right back into his Steelix. Am I gonna try to... no. I don't have great ways of breaking down Steelix. So I'll take any damage on Steelix I can get. So if he has Gyro Ball, then that could be a little bit of a problem. Special attack drop is irrelevant. I think I'm just going to go Araquanid and then click Toxic instead of Liquidation. Try to Toxic the Komo'o. And then I'll click Icy Wind against it. Oh, that's annoying. Right back into this. That's not surprising that he has Roar. I just want to click Throat Chop for some damage. And if he clicks Roar again, I would like him to roar me into either Duraludon or Arcanine. Oh, that stopped him from using Roar! I wasn't thinking about that. Okay. So now we can actually save this still and go into Araquanid again, I think. Though I am letting my Araquanid get very weakened so that it can't deal with Sylveon whatsoever. I'm gonna pull a bold switch into my. Eesh. I don't know. This might not be a play. Might not be the play, but I'm tired of letting my team get whittled down here. I'm gonna pull a bold switch into Arcanine and hope that he doesn't go for Earthquake. Oh, he doubled into Toxtricity. Takes the rocks and Sticky Webs, of course. Doubled into Toxtricity, expecting a Araquanid. I can click Dig, but he can get a free switch out and just sack anything off. We're gonna see. You know, I'm just gonna go for a Flare Blitz and see how much it does. I'm adamant max attack Arcanine. We're just gonna fire off a hit right here. I need to keep mindful of my time as well, because we've both taken quite a bit of time on this plays. And that knocks him out. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't take a ton of recoil either, so Toxtricity is gone. There is not much he can bring in here that I have Play Rough. I have Play Rough, and as you should, I don't care how. I really don't see this not killing you. I have to hit this, of course. I'm not sure if he knows that Arcanine gets Play Rough, because obviously this is a new addition to its moveset as of Let's Go. Arcanine's in a very strong spot right now. The only thing that I think that I would switch Arcanine out against right now is Sylveon. I'd probably switch out against Sylveon because he can just Wish Stall me and make me take more amounts of recoil than I want. So Play Rough connects, down goes Como. Beautiful. So Sylveon's got to come in now. If it does, I'd probably switch out into. He still has Steelix, so he can still roar my. He can still roar out my Rheonoclus. Yeah, I'm not staying in. So if you throw up a Wish, you're not going to go for a Hyper Voice here. If you throw up a Wish, then I'll just go into Araquanid. You could potentially pass the Wish into Gourgeist, but I can live with that. Oh my goodness! This is obviously Specs. I don't think you bring Hyper Beam Sylveon unless you're Specs. Dorian, you are something else. This gives me Duraludon for free. I can G-Max up and go for... Actually, I don't even really have to G-Max up at all, because you can't switch out. I may as well G-Max up. Yeah, so assuming then he has to bring in Steelix, and Steelix I can get that thing chipped. I won't take as much damage from an Earthquake. Can't roll him out in G-Max form. Yeah, he can't switch this thing out, and it just goes down because he's offensive. The Steelix has to come in here. Now, this situation is where I wish I had Max Darkness instead of double Dragon Stab. But it is what it is. I feel like I should still be 2-hit KOing Steelix from that range at with Gmax Depletion. Now I may be forfeiting... a defense boost. Oh yeah, okay. I can knock that thing out with a yeah, it's not gonna do much at all. So I can knock that thing out with Steel Spike on this, my last Gmax turn, and I think Duraludon actually ends up just sweeping this for me. I have Chople Berry, and I'm at +2 defense, so Weavile can't do anything to me. I can Flash Cannon it. Regardless if for some reason Duraludon can't pull this out, I think Arcanine certainly pulls this out because all he has left is Weavile and Gourgeist, and I can get the Intimidate drop on his Weavile. He was not Heavy Duty Boot, so he just didn't bring much for Sticky Webs. Sticky Web's strategy paid off big time. So unless he is Scarfed, well, he could be Jolly as well. If he's Jolly and faster, just has more speed investment than I anticipated, then he can still outspeed me. But he basically has to go for Icicle Crash flinches because fighting move. I will take easily because I'm at +2 defense and I have a Chople Berry. He is not Jolly, he is Adamant, so we are going to outspeed and knock him out. And we should be able to knock out Gourgeist with a Flash Cannon as well. So Duraludon picking up 4 kills, doubling its kill total for the season. I believe that now brings it up to 8 kills in 3 games. Gmax Duraludon is a monster. Oh yeah, Gourgeist is not living this. Absolute monster, Duraludon. Good lord. Now he sees our Chople Berry and is going to go down to a Flash Cannon. We're going to win this game 4-0. Back-to-back huge differential wins following a Week 1 loss. Good game to Dorian. Next time, I think he will definitely be more prepared for Sticky Webs. And he also won't sack off his Como to play rough Arcanine. So, yeah, I mean, I think that game really changed on the turn that we went for Throat Chop with Grimmsnarl on the Steelix to stop him from roaring. I guess he just didn't have... He probably didn't have a steel type stab. Now that I'm thinking about it, he probably had Toxic as his last move. Like I would think he would be Stealth Rock, Toxic, Roar, Earthquake, no steel type stab because Grimmsnarl can't really do anything to Steelix anyway. So did not think about the fact that Throat Chop would prevent him from using Roar, but that was really clutch. Because theoretically, Grimmsnarl could have 1v1'd his Steelix if it didn't have a steel move, because I can just like he could have Toxic me, but I rest. I have Prankster rest, so I heal up, heal off the Toxic, and I can just click Throat Chop repeatedly. So, and the fact that we made the offensive switch on that turn into Arcanine really helped us out. Because I thought he was going to go for a Steel-type move, which it seems like, in hindsight, he didn't even have. Which is why he switched out, I guess, expecting Arcanine on my side. So, that turn, I think, really turned the tide of the battle in our favor. And from there, he had very little he could do. Well, he could have gone into Sylveon earlier, but because it wasn't very defensive by the looks of it, because he just went for what I presume was Specs Hyper Beam. I mean, I wasn't going to stay in on that regardless, but as soon as he locks himself into Hyper Beam and lets Duraludon come in for free, and he can't switch the Sylveon out into something else, then yeah, that was GG. So we're gonna move to 2-1 plus 8. 2-1 plus 8 differential. And next week, week 4, we'll be taking on the Grandmaster D-Ray. Again, I mentioned this earlier in the video because he helped us out with the sound effects there. I hope that, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the new sound settings on our end. If you liked having the Pokemon cries and sound effects as part of the video. And also leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep up with all of our Draft League content. We'll see you next week for week 4.